Remofilwe, rather, thank you so much for your time and welcome to the South African morning. And I think it's quite an extraordinary journey that you have been through, an experience that I'm sure you least expected at 25. Take me back to that day that you first were diagnosed with cancer.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. It's quite an interesting one that no one really expects. And how I actually found out was just a pain in my chest. It wasn't through even first discovering the lump. And as I actually then felt the area, I felt a lump that was there. But actually going to get tested and going to actually receive the diagnosis wasn't something that I actually anticipated. In the moment, it didn't sink in, or it actually didn't hit, because it was like, okay, this is what I have, and what does that mean? What stage am I on? You still receive more information a bit later. So in that moment, it wasn't as scary or daunting as I would have anticipated to have received the news.
Right. And how's been your recovery journey?
It's been a roller coaster, to be honest. At the moment where I am, I'm basically almost at the end. However, I had been through chemotherapy twice. I had been through surgery, and I had been through radiation. So it's in the moment as a patient, it's really like you go through so much, and it really actually takes a lot away from you. So it's been quite a bittersweet experience, because I grew so much, and I really got to reflect and see what is important to me and what redefined life. But at the same time, you lose a sense of yourself in the mirror. When you start losing your hair, you begin to feel insecure about your body after surgery, and actually how you look like, and if it's still you, and all the complications that come with it. And it's been an interesting journey, things that they don't tell you about, things you realize a bit later in the journey as you're actually going through it.
I think more and more of these stories are so important to have, Remofilwe, because at the crux of this, I'm hearing you saying, as part of your awareness that you're raising, even in this very moment, is that early detection really did help you. It really did save your life in an instance that you were able to do something about it, whereas for some women, unfortunately, who only detected late, they may not be as fortunate.
Yes, that is very important. So, in fact, I always struggle with the word early detection. I love it because through that you can get the assistance that you need. But a lot of women don't know what their breasts actually feel like to begin with. So when you say, if you detect something abnormal, go to your doctor, and you're like, but I never used to check. So it's really important that you are aware of your body, and even any small, abnormal or different feeling, go get it checked out, because a simple pain in my chest does not equal cancer, but it actually led me to getting my diagnosis. So I think a lot of times we tend to push it back and go, I've been having headaches for a while, it'll be fine, it's probably stress, or I have a pain, it's probably because I was walking, because initially I was walking back from a shop and I had a pain. So it's very important to actually be aware of your body, to actually have it checked out, but also most importantly to actually have a second opinion, because unfortunately I was initially misdiagnosed when I went to actually have it checked out, and they thought it was just a fibroid, and I could have easily just taken that, but because I still had the pain, I was then like, no, but I have to get this checked out. So I went privately to do an ultrasound, and that's where it was confirmed that it was cancer.
Sure. I mean, when we look at campaigns such as the Pink Drive, and we see women being united, raising awareness around, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but also making sure that you know your body, as you mentioned. What are some of the myths that you would like to demystify, that you have learned even in your experience throughout this journey, that you would like to share with other women as part of raising awareness?
I think one of the first things was that there's nothing that you did wrong. Because that's one thing I had, was it because I was eating junk food? Was it because I'm not exercising? Your body was just reacting in a certain way. It could be genes, it could be, through potentially your health and just the food that you're eating. But it's important to first and foremost not try to blame yourself and try to figure out, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? And secondly, I think that it's always been a death sentence. It's always been what's portrayed in, the media, that, you're in stage 5, you're palliative care, you're dying, whereas it really isn't. There is life before, there's life during, and there's life after, because I didn't stop things because I thought maybe I might not make it. I literally continued with life. I made the most of it. And you actually find that positive mindset, and that actually helps you to overcome it. So it's just important to know that it is possible to get through it, and that there is support for you. Because one of the things you try to do when you receive the diagnosis is just go online and find so many, try to find anything you can. But there is support even through the healthcare system as well.
Well, thank you so much, Remofilwe Ngcobo, and for that powerful statement you made there, that it is not a death sentence. There is life, of course, after this experience. Remofilwe Ngcobo, cancer survivor, joining us to talk and raise more awareness, rather, during this Breast Cancer Awareness Month.